Hi, I am Zama Msibi. I am a lecturer at UKZN. So I'm part of the neuroscience group, so I'm a neuroscientist. And the work that I do at UKZN, I form part of the neuroscience group, as I mentioned, with the focus in research Parkinson's disease. I looked at the gene therapy for Parkinson's disease, and used nanotechnology in delivering the genes to the brains of the experimental models that I was using. And so that is one of the my primary focus in research. And currently I am looking to refining the gene delivery strategies for Parkinson's disease. But this does not only is not limited only to Parkinson's disease, but it also extends to a number of diseases that can be treated using gene therapy. But I also form collaborations. I realized that there is a big gap between the clinical side and the laboratory side. And so my main objective, what I'm really passionate about, is to bridge that gap. So I have formed collaborations with the neurosurgery ward at Inkosi, Albert Luthuli, as well as psychiatry. So we linking this together with the common thread being the neuroscience part of things. And what I do at Albert Luthuli, there's a number of neurosurgical conditions that we're looking at and how we can actually research into improving outcomes. This also applies for psychiatry, and there's also the interlink that there are some neurosurgical patients that have underwent some procedures, and we don't really know how they are performing. So we're looking at the psychiatry side, the children especially that would go some surgical procedures as a result of a number of diseases like the subdural MPMs. How do they perform at school? So that's where the psychiatry comes in place. And this is how we interlink this whole thing. So it's very important to have these discussions and talk amongst each other as researchers, both the clinical side and the basic sciences side. Well, I've always been fascinated with the brain. Growing up, it has always been a fascination of mine. And so when I had the opportunity to do my PhD in neuroscience, I grabbed it with both hands. And there's a number of other conditions that are associated with the brain. And in most cases, we don't realize that the basic lifestyle that we live, that they could have a direct impact on how the brain functions, and as a result, how everything else in the body functions. So I'm really passionate about that, as well as mental health. With mental health, I've seen a lot of cases depressed, especially in young people. We're seeing a lot of suicides. Just 2 years ago, I experienced a loss to suicide, and it's one of the biggest challenges that we're facing. And it's unfortunate that we're not really paying much attention to those things. We're looking at the bigger issues, or what we feel are the bigger issues. But this is basically the building blocks of society. Mental health, it is a building block of society. And because we're facing so many social ills, and we don't really know where those come from. A lot of those can be traced back to mental health. And so it is very important that we address these issues and move forward as a society, trying to find solutions in society that will work.